Ready? 3.
Welcome back to the Edamame Anime Club. I'm Steve, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Joel.
And my other co-host,
Ed.
And what anime are we doing today, Ed?
We are doing The Red Ranger Becomes an Adventurer in Another World.
Red Ranger Isekai. Right?
It's a short one.
Basically, yes.
Red Ranger Isekai.
Yes.
All right, so now that we can get into that, so before we get started, we always have to...
Of course. I hope you guys don't mind if I crack open a cold one.
Hope you don't mind if I crack open a cold one.
Come
Camera
by.
Actually, not bad. It's interesting.
This is awful. What is this?
Wait, really?
This is cool.
This is so gross.
I'm not going to get another one, but it's okay.
They're gross.
It's fine to me.
It's
Like I can drink it as long as it doesn't taste like beer.
You're just a little bitch.
I'm a little bitch.
Yes.
Why? Because I don't like beer?
Exactly.
You know what? You know what I say to that? Fuck you.
Language, people.
Oh,
His mom is watching.
She doesn't know.
His mom is watching.
She doesn't
right
know.
now.
I didn't say that. I said vacuum.
His mom is watching right now.
Okay. Anyways.
All right.
Back to why we're here.
So, if you checked back with us earlier, we did do a mid-season review, and this is a mistake, kind of like a wake-up call that we should do our more research. We made the assumption that the Red Ranger Isekai actually ended after episode 7, which we were wrong. It did not. It was mid-season.
All it would have taken was just a simple Google search
Well,
before we watched it.
Hold on. To be fair, I was searching it up and it wasn't saying anything about the extra episodes yet. So,
actually, I think it was in the best interest to do that, because after the episode 7, the anime, in my opinion, I'm sure in yours, had so much depth added to it after episode 7. 9, 10, and 11, and 12, every single episode had depth with bringing in the new family issues. I'm not giving any spoilers yet. Family issues, love interests. They had so much more depth in these last 4 episodes.
You can just, it was really setting something up. Yeah.
I mean, yes, I will say the first couple episodes introduced the characters, right?
Mm-hmm. Fun.
So 1 through 3, maybe 4, I think it was. And then 4 through 7 did world building / adding the seeds for it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you hit that 9 or 8 through 12 and it was so much fast, but done well enough to where it just created this, it made the full circle world. And I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, you're right. It just hit the gas.
100%.
It was crazy when I was
shifted into turbo.
I loved it. Thank you. Yes.
That was perfect.
That's the only reference you'll probably get from him. Let's go.
Okay, with that being said, I'm going to read some reviews, and you can tell me after I finish the review entirely, with no interruptions.
Go on.
What y'all think about this review, okay? I'm going to first go with a not recommendation. This is off of my anime list.
Hold on. Can I ask?
He said no interruption.
No. I want to know for them. What's how many have you seen that are positive? How many seen that are negative?
I went and looked at which ones were, because I filtered it, so it didn't really tell me. There's about 32 reviews on it. Okay. So I just filtered it for not recommended and recommended, and one that anytime somebody leaves a review for anime, 9 out of 10 times, that review is 14 pages. It has a bibliography. It has it's works cited. It has multiple authors. I look for ones that are short, simple, to the point. Okay. So this one is a not recommendation, and this is by JKLF.
Not IMDb, by the way.
Not IMDb.
Excuse me.
Incredibly disappointed. What starts out as a parody of Sentai shows turns into completely generic and forgettable Sentai show. Again, just because the characters acknowledge the costumes are silly doesn't make it a comedy. This is literally just Power Rangers in anime format. The isekai genre here means nothing because they are fighting the same exact weird monsters they would in an actual Power Rangers. Combining the two genres of sentai and isekai is just a cheap gimmick to get clicks and views. I suppose if you have never seen Power Rangers before, then you might find it interesting, but otherwise it is going to be a complete waste of time. Go.
Well, I mean, I get where they're coming at with it. Like, yes, but it's honestly, when you think about it with any kind of anime, whether it's an isekai or not, anything with adventure and fighting, they're going to be fighting a big bad. It's going to be something that's Power Rangers like anyways, because it's set the format for like, you fight the big bad, right? That's the whole point of an episode.
Mm-hmm.
But this one draws it out to where, yeah, they're defeating something every episode, but it's also, sometimes they're not. And it's following bigger big bads. It's like, it's following the anime format where you have the main bads, but it's also, it's not being too heavy on like trying to be serious. It's making fun of the Super Sentai and all that stuff while keeping it relevant. I mean, they make fun about the poses or the long morphs and that, which it's fucking funny. Because, yeah, you think about it, like, every time they're morphing, it's 5 different people morphing with, like, a 30-second sequence, and the bad guys are just saying, like...
With an explosion in the background.
Oh, yeah, or the
they make fun of that, too. But it's like, of course, it's not... Why are you going to take it that seriously? It's got a good story enough, too, and it's building depth. Like, I don't know if they saw the whole season, but as you said... As they got into setting the seeds, it grew into more depth when they got into the past of everybody and what they were going through.
And not only that, there's the danger in the isekai world that he's in, where that there's basic, like, it's planting the seed is basically the seed of this, like, these people are taking the seed, that turn them into monsters.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I mean, really, I get what he's saying. But if you take Power Rangers for what it is, and honestly, I like Power Rangers, but if you take what it literally is the same format for the majority of the episodes.
Oh, yeah, because it works.
Yeah. Well, it's also, that's just the way it was in the 90s. We're simple-minded. We didn't need that. We needed fighting. Oh, you're going to lose. Big monster turns bigger. You get bigger. You can use a sword. We wanted it to be simple.
Technically, it was the 80s, right?
Well, technically, it was sooner than that when he takes Super Sentai coming from Japan.
Yeah, because it was basically dubbed over that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like the entire first 2 seasons of Mighty Morphin was anything that they were morphed is stock footage from Super Sentai in Japan.
Yeah.
But yes, but also you had just said it.
The same format.
Yeah, they had the same. They did the same format, right? You have the kids deal with a problem.
Yeah.
They morph, fight the big bad, they end. But then they added in the depth slowly where like 2-part episodes or like they lose and then we lost our shit. Like, how did they lose? They're supposed to win every episode.
Yeah.
But in general, throughout the entire season, they've kept the same format because it works.
Yeah, and it works. And they added depth here and there. They added depth with Power Rangers, and we're getting a little off topic because we're talking about Power Rangers. They added depth in the movies, is where they really added depth to a lot of characters, and even like the bullies got some depth to them.
Yeah.
So they added a lot of character development in the movies.
Too.
Yes, redemption arcs and all that. So with that being said, I get what he's saying. What do you think about the review?
I mean, I just feel like he wasn't really open to like the parody
satire.
part. Yeah, the satire, I guess, and parody of the Power Rangers, as well as it's gonna be a fucking like wild ride. It's the Red Ranger going into a different world when like, you think he's already dying, which I mean, I don't know. Like I said, he just goes into a different world.
Well, the whole point was when he clashed in the beginning with the big bad and his world is he died. That was their version of his death. So,
but it's not a rebirth. He was just sent to
he didn't say spoiler alert yet.
Right?
Spoiler. We're not in the spoilers yet, so no spoilers.
Okay. Shit. Okay.
Sorry.
But let's be honest, guys. It's an isekai. He's gonna die.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's an isekai. He should have. He's not falling. He's not in a coma or nothing. He's gonna die. Sorry.
Talking about that thing.
Oh,
spoilers.
Which spoiler that we're about to get into.
Oh yeah, don't get into
come back to
spoilers.
that.
Yeah, we'll come back to no spoiler alert. He does die in the first episode.
You'll come back to that.
Right. Anyways, but yeah, so it's just Red Ranger in a different world. I think I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really funny. You know, there were the parody parts, and I'm not on board with his.
Got it. Well, that was a not recommendation. Let me go ahead and read as a recommendation.
Okay.
How many? If you like Power Rangers Super Sentai, then this might be the right anime for you. It's funny, it's decently animated, the MC only gets better as time goes by, and the characters and the story are quite interesting. I highly recommend the manga, which has much more content, and the art is excellent. I would say that Red and Mage are quite mature characters, especially Red. Even though the isekai genre is oversaturated these days, I would say it's a good show and one that makes you want to watch more. I even bought the first volume of the series to help out, and it's pretty cool. I recommend it if you just want to pass time or have a few laughs.
All right, that's it, guys. That's the video.
I actually don't agree with this guy.
No?
I do agree with the recommendation. I don't agree that it is how he quoted it. I recommend if you want to pass the time or have a few laughs. I don't think it's a pass the time or have a few laughs. I think this is an anime you stick through and watch the next 5 to 6, whatever seasons are coming.
Well, I mean,
if they have any more.
Well, I mean, that's what you do in like a pastime. You know, people play baseball or like fucking like play football or whatever. They play games. You know, they have their pastimes. You know.
No.
That's not what he means, bro. I'm sorry.
He's saying it's like something to do when you have nothing else to do. To pass the time around.
Yeah, not like the pastime. No,
it's not pastime.
No,
it's pastime.
No, you're not getting it. Bro.
Yeah, he's underselling it. To me, it's an anime that you will watch not to pass the time. It's an anime you watch because it's. To
be fair though,
it's a good anime.
To be fair though, I did finish watching it as I was donating plasma. So
yeah, but you weren't like
you were passing the time.
No, but like what he means is like if you put it on when you were like playing video games or when you weren't paying attention.
Oh well,
you were paying attention.
Definitely, yeah. I was invested. I was invested.
So that's the only thing I disagree with him. But I agree. I mean, he's right on a lot of levels. I mean, I don't know. I haven't read the manga, but I truly believe that the Red Ranger and the Mage are Yihdra are, to me, a very, very nice couple. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoy to see what that's going to be about. Mm-hmm. I would watch the anime if they removed everything except them two and had them just go through the world together because it's they're such good characters.
Yeah, I mean, with the whole passing the time or everything, like I get if he's talking about the beginning, right? The first half, say our mid-season review that we did. We kind of would if you rewatch that, you'll see.
Go ahead and check it down, guys. Click on go in the channel, find it. It's a couple seasons ago. I'll link it somewhere in the video, but go check out the mid-season review if you want the actual mid-season review we did. All right, go ahead.
But I can agree from that point, right? We liked it then. We did want to continue it to see where it went, but at the time, it seemed kind of like one of those I'll put it on to pass the time. But as we stated, when it hit the end of the season, it added so much so fast, but it didn't seem too fast that it makes you want to like keep watching. Like if it had more seasons, I would be watching it.
Yeah.
I'd be continuing. Right now we gotta wait, but like it pulls you in more. Like the beginning gets you interested and like, oh yeah, this is funny. Oh yeah, like, oh, I'll watch this if I'm bored. But then if you'll get caught in like a snap and it's like, okay, hold on, what's going on? And then because they start explaining stuff that they've hinted at in the beginning. Because there's some things that came out in like episode, I think it was 9, that they hinted at in the beginning of the season. Okay. And then you're like, holy crap, what the hell? Because they start doing more backstory in Red and everything.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get into the actual character development and actually memorable scenes. All right, with that being said, guys, go ahead and stop this video if you haven't watched the anime. Go ahead, stop it, pause it, go watch the anime because we're about to jump into some spoiler alerts. I mean, so pause it right now. I'm going to give you a really quick chance to pause it. All right, let's jump right into it, guys. All right. So we first need to start off with the story. I'm going to read the synopsis right now. Again, I'm stealing this from my anime list because I didn't have time to run it through ChatGPT. The Red Ranger, Tōgo Asagaki, finds himself transported into another world in the middle of a fierce battle against forces of evil. Upon arriving, he quickly makes a name for himself as an adventurer and takes on a job from a young mage named Yihdra Arvoln. With his eccentric powers and frenzied personality, Togu blazes through the mission. Reading's hard.
Yeah,
Reading's hard. Blazes through the mission. After the quest, Togu and Yihdra begin adventuring together with their respective goals. Togu strives to help as many people as possible in the new world and find a wacky way back home, while Yihdra desires to redeem her family lineage of mages and make magic accessible to everyone. Along their journey, the duo discover the limitations yet endless potential of the bonds they forge as they overcome adversaries to achieve their aspirations. I'm going to add something here. And fall in love.
It's Yihdra. The Y is like kind of silent, buddy.
I read it how I read it. They must have spelled it.
I couldn't.
It's Yihdra.
Yeah, it says Yihdra, right?
Okay, so it's Yihdra. I'm reading it off what I read.
It's Yihdra.
It's either.
It's spelled with the Y, but it's Yihdra.
The mage. Anyways, we're getting into it. So,
Big titty mage.
I didn't say that. So with that being said, I truly believe this anime has everything you'd want in an anime. I wouldn't just gear this toward like the isekai arcs and just be like alone as an isekai, because I think there's some really good isekais out there. Now, granted, I'm kind of, it is oversaturated. Isekais are completely oversaturated. We have like Born as Slime, Born as
Refrigerator.
A vending machine.
There's
a vending machine. Born as a sword, reborn. I mean, but I like some isekais, and this one is really good.
I don't think that's an isekai. I think
the isekai is.
That's a different world.
There's another term like where you're born and you're a human and raised up in another world, and there's one where you're like an item now, an object. But to me, they both fall in the genre of isekai. There is a very specific term.
Yeah, I guess because it goes from like just the reality of like our type of world and going into this.
Because they always go into like a magical world.
Yeah. So
there is a term for it though, and I know if Alexander. Shout out if Alexander was here.
Reborn. So you have to physically see them die and be reborn into something else than like just being sent to another world, because. Like, there's the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But it's
isekai,
called the Suicide Squad Isekai.
Yeah, but like they didn't die. They just went to another world.
Yeah, there's some terms to it. I can't. And if Alexander the Great was here, he would clear it up for me. Shout out to Alexander. He'll be doing some other videos. We're working on some other stuff with him. But so either way, it is oversaturated. And it does fall in the isekai genre. But I truly believe this anime is well done. I did not enjoy it as much the first 7 episodes as I did the last 5, which says a lot about this anime and building and this world building. We'll get in world building and character development in a little bit, but like I truly enjoyed it. Thought it was a great anime.
Oh, I agree. No, I thought it was pretty good. It had some good laughs. It had some good laughs in the beginning,
Specifically for the plot, I'm getting at.
Oh, for the plot? Well, I mean, yeah, whenever you're getting into something like that, well, it's a hit or miss, I guess, because they can either go do something with it or like start having those little like, things here and there that bring up into the future. Yeah. So.
I mean, for plot wise, I thought they did very well. Like, yes, a lot of it was slow in the beginning and then it picked up. But when you really go into it, I mean, the first 7, right? They have them with kind of filler episodes, which aren't, but they're setting it up. But it's like, they go and they're doing a little mission. They're doing this. They're finding things. Yeah. And you're introducing the little characters. But once they meet the princess and her guard, it starts to pick up where, they get their main mission for the series, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to stop the seeds that are infecting people and turning them into the big bads. But then you have, you have that whole depth of, now it's adding more to it. It's adding more in the backstory of the mage. It's adding more in the backstory of Red.
Right.
As, how did he become who he was? What happened to him in the real world, which really picks up around, I think it's 9.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, which was very interesting to see. And then you see a lot more, and we'll get more into that when we get into the characters, because it really builds up more about him.
Right.
But in the beginning, it builds on the characters that you're seeing in the new world and what they've been going through.
100%. And here's the thing about it, is they didn't need to include the Red Ranger backstory. If they didn't need to include it, the fact that they added it and added so much depth to Red was amazing. Amazing. Yeah. It was kind of like the way they do like the Demon Slayer, where they show the backstory of the demons, Dan to Dan, where they show the backstories of like these, yokais and stuff like that. The fact that they are diving into the depth of this character, I'm glad they did that, because it was multiple backstories with him that actually led him to become who he is. And when we get into character development, I'm going to dive deep into
and not only that, just opening stuff for like future things and like other seasons,
Oh yeah. And what I enjoyed with the whole like system of that is, if you pay attention, anytime that they show the world, the Earth, this is how he explains it, like Earth between their world, there's like a different opening. There's a different OP. And there's also different like title sequences, and there's a different shift in like the soundtrack when they're doing it.
Which is really cool. I did catch one different opening, and I'll talk about that in a bit.
It was when they did the backstory.
It was the episode where they got into the big fight, where Red gets the big fight with the. I'll get in that a little bit when we get into the backstory. Okay. But it was one of the big fights. He was. I guess we'll get into it really quick right now. The opening was, they started playing the intro music, and they started putting like the intro credits. Red is walking toward this guy, and they start throwing hands.
Oh yes, that one was cool too. No, there's a different opening whenever they do the full backstory of him being on Earth, and like with his backstory, there's a different opening with him and the other Rangers.
Oh, okay.
Like a Power Rangers opening compared to the Isekai opening.
Like the opening before
yes,
the
it was a different song and everything.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was like a whole change. Like it was a different anime, which was really cool in my opinion.
I skipped them. I skipped them all.
I didn't skip any of them, but I still didn't. I didn't catch that at all.
Oh man, dude, no, it was really cool.
Damn it!
It gave me a lot of love for it when I saw that. I was like, yo, that's sick, because it felt like a different show, but it was just adding that depth of like these characters that you've seen a couple times, because they're not important, but they are in his life. So you get to know more, and that built the plot, because it gives you backstory on them too during that episode, and how like shows how their team was formed and everything. So it was really cool to see.
Again, and we'll talk about the character development a bit. I know I keep touching base on that, because I definitely don't want to jump the gun on it, but I get what you're getting at. It all falls together. So the animation, phenomenal. What do you think? Absolutely. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. There was some CGI.
Yeah, there was.
But what do I want to say about CGI is that you need to start getting used to it, because it's going to start being if you want your anime to come out on a regular basis every year or every 9 months for Cure 1 and Cure 2, you need to expect some CGI. There's no way around it. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting 3 to 4 years for them to animate each scene. Now, they're never going to go back to the nostalgia way we did it before. You're never going to see Berserk and the way you saw it. We're going to watch the 2016 one now. I get it. Trigon Stampede, it's going to be all CGI. Beastars is all CGI. I get it. I love Beastars. So you need to start getting used to CGI. I'm sorry. All right, good.
No, I guess in a sense that you're right, but I think there's a good balance in between, the CGI and the 2D animation that they can really balance, So like, with the monsters that we were seeing in Red Ranger Isekai, CGI, like total CGI, you can see. But I mean, as far as that, like, it's a good anime. I did enjoy it. It was good. It was.
Regardless of CGI.
Regardless of, it's still good. But I mean, CGI is just a thing now that you're going to have to go through. So.
First off. Yeah. You're in a safe space. It's okay. we get a nerve there, folks.
I'm just saying. He's right. I just, if you watch,
no one said anything. No one said anything.
No.
It was the Beastars that did it for him.
I was really hurt by that.
But I know. Wait,
it's up there. Yeah, it's up there.
Where? It's not up there.
It's right there.
Oh, it is there. Shit.
So yes, and the real reason I say that is because if you watch the early videos of when we did that, whenever I started the first Edamame Anime Club with Alex, like 2 years ago, I said no to CGI. And that's because we saw our first episode was Chainsaw Man. So I was 100% against CGI. And as I started proceeding through my anime journey and to new age anime, I'm realizing that you can't avoid CGI, especially with like the background scenes. So the big CGI here, in my opinion, was was like when he turned into giant robots. I saw a lot of CGI there.
Yeah.
So, yes, but that's what I'm going to say is you're not going to get away from CGI, right? I don't think it's a bad thing in an anime like this because of the fact of like, when you think about like the Power Rangers and stuff, a lot of that was like figures. A lot of that looked campy and looked weird. So of course you want it to look a little off because of it being one from a different world, as well as two, like in the show, all of it was like, they showed like some of it was CGI when they did that, but then it would be like, they had a figure and it was on a model and they would like do the fight and shit.
I don't even
Or it was a dude in a suit.
Yeah. So they pulled a Godzilla and they had somebody like, and they made like a human size city for them to kind of.
So
like,
of course, having that kind of dumb campiness kind of made it better to me. Having that CGI is what I was expecting to see.
You're speaking you're getting meta with it. I like it. You're right.
Because you're getting too serious about it.
No, I'm saying that CGI.
It gives you a different perspective.
Yeah, no. You're really getting into the meta of it, and I like that.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. You should expect a lot of standstills and freeze frames. So CGI is just kind of apparent with it. So it makes sense. I know I'm agreeing with you on this. Yeah, 100%. I agree. And I'm saying you're getting meta with it because you really get into the weeds of it all.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's really good to like think of this from the perspective of like, they're taking a lot of inspiration from obviously Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And if you watch Power Rangers, it's kind of like its own. They don't
genre?
make. Yeah, I mean it's the 90s fight scenes and the freeze frames and the transformations that take 30 minutes while the monsters just wait and watch. It's its own genre or its own thing. You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with you.
But yeah, that was my whole point. Is like, I get it in some animes, right? You don't want the CGI, depending on like the type and what it is. But then there's other ones like this where I honestly think it wouldn't be as good if it didn't have it. Seeing the sword or the Zords, the robot, whatever you want to call it, seeing the weapons, some of it like when they pulled out the big blaster, and like the transformations, it just wouldn't. I think it would just kind of. I don't know how to like. It wouldn't make it the same to me. I think it would be a lot different if they didn't do that. Because it would look nice and it would be like it would keep it kind of full. But it wouldn't add that like Power Rangers aspect to me. Because it has to be extra. It has to be prominent.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing this. The Zord's coming out. It's got to stand out. And with the CGI, it does.
Yeah, I guess it's that I don't know. I don't know if budget has anything to do with it, but like it's just like
not with this one. I don't think so.
I think it was just to make it stand out, and that was the point because it's always been eccentric in Power Rangers when they're morphing, when they're Zords. It's big. It's like it's boom. It's in your face. Mm-hmm. The CGI did that. It catches your eye and you see it, and some people are like, "It was CGI," but then it's like, boom, it's here. You're not gonna miss it
because you got like what, like the early Gundam. Hellsing, they're more kind of serious, real, like,
art.
Yeah. So, and of course, Berserk, you got all that. And then you get the Red Ranger Isekai. And it's fun as it is.
No, I agree, and it's kind of funny because you didn't really think about it, but it kind of falls in the mecha genre, and it kind of reminds you of. You remember that Cartoon Network show where it's like,
wait, Titan Symbiotic Titan,
Gundam AD.
No, this is a cartoon about two rednecks that had a monster truck. And they all turned into.
Oh my God! Wait, that one?
Yeah, that one. I forget the name of it. Somebody in the comments tell me what the name of it is. It's an anime where I remember because they had one of the episodes. They had like the Slurpee where he fills up the Slurpee with like all the flavors, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go battle." But anyways, I remember that.
I know what you're about. because I thought you were talking about Symbiotic Titan at first, but no, I know what you're talking about.
It was
I know what you're talking
it wasn't
about,
a Toonami one. It was just a Cartoon Network show.
Yeah, it was just a Cartoon Network show, and it had this like really big guy, and then
he had a fucking cut off flannel.
He had a flannel.
Yeah, and I guess there was another skinny guy.
Yeah, it was a skinny guy that was like the
blonde, long blonde hair.
If you think about it, the main character looked like Guy Fieri.
Yes.
So, well, with that being said, we'll think about the chat will tell us one day.
Chat tell us.
Yeah, tell us in the comments. With that being said, I do think, again, animation was solid. Now, one of the things I think was top tier, and I always said this, one of the best intros is the Power Ranger theme songs. So as far as music and scoring goes, how do you think about this anime?
Honestly, I thought,
okay.
You looked at me, bro.
Well, based on earlier in the video when I was saying I was skipping the intros and the outros.
Cancel.
Okay, not the outros. Not the outros though, because I did enjoy the chibis that they had of Yihdra and Red, or was it just Yihdra? I can't remember.
With the end?
No, yeah, yeah.
It started with her, and then it had him come in because it shows her
so
as
the
a ranger. It shows her dreaming. Yeah,
it's always great to see your favorite animal.
Animal. He's watching something different, boys.
He likes being started, not just me.
I swear to God, I'm not drunk.
Do we got to shake up his history?
Let's get his keys, guys.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, no, it's good to see your favorite anime characters as like chibi. So like,
yes, yes, 100%, dude. I said that. Remember when we got really drunk and we did an anime episode, and I was talking about how they could have done better with the outro, and they could have done like a chibi style.
I do remember that. Yeah, I don't remember which episode it was, but yeah, I do remember that.
Tomb Raider, Terminator.
Oh yeah,
I said it for one of them. I know it wasn't for Ito. It was for an anime we did, and I was saying like Netflix, you could steal this idea if you want, but I said you turn them into chibis because it's like adorable.
I mean, to be fair, I loved it.
It must have been. It might have been My Hero, the Vigilantes, probably. I think.
No, this was whenever we were all three together.
No, I think it was. I want to say it was. I think it was Tomb Raider.
It might have been one of those. Anyways, we'll backtrack it.
Yeah.
But I will say, I did like when I think Black Clover did a little bit, Naruto did it for a little bit, and then fucking Attack on Titan did it. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of cute to see. It was interesting.
I 100 Girlfriends I really love. That one did it. That one's the cutest one ever because it shows them.
Bro, I thought you were stuttering.
No, that's no.
I was like, are you good?
100%.
You have to really think about how many reallys are in
it's
there.
7.
It's 7 reallys.
So yeah, that one. The outro for that one did they do the chibi styles of each girlfriend that he loves.
That's kind of cool.
Dude, you would love it. There's like a 3-way kissing scene in there. I know how you love those.
Hell yeah, brother.
Gotta have that fan service, I guess.
It's super fan.
No, but for the soundtrack and everything, honestly, I thought it was good. The LP was good. It's not like top tier. There's obviously there's levels in the LPs.
Yeah, the levels.
But the ending one was really good. The chibi one was good. I mean, I really appreciate, like I said, though, I really appreciated that when they did the backstory episode, that they changed it. They had a whole different LP song. They had a whole different, style with it because it was a totally different world, right? It was Earth. So they had more of a kind of like Power Ranger style songs when they were doing that, which is really cool to see, as well as I thought the music in the background, it was basic like anime music, but it was good. It fit the moments. I thought they did really well with certain moments being so important that they played the OP. It happened at least 2 or 3 times, but mostly in the last episodes, like you said, there was the one where he was walking up to one of the fights, and it played it right, but it was an important moment. It's one of those moments where shit gets real. They also did it, if I'm right, when he did that transformation, which we'll get to that. Because that was a crazy one. But yeah, they did it a couple times. So they did. I thought it was really well. I thought it was done good.
Yeah, I mean, the music was great. 100%. You only caught that. I didn't catch that. Again, I watched it. Dude, I rushed it. I didn't rush it. I watched it accordingly. But I might have went over my head because we're going to film today. So
I will say, in the chat. If y'all watch this, if y'all watch the whole thing, tell me if you notice it. If not, go back. And I don't know which episode. I think it's 9 or 10. It's when they do the backstory for Red. They changed it, and it was really cool. I don't know if they did it any other time, but I for sure caught it then. But check it out.
Yeah, check it out, guys. Let us know in the comments.
I didn't catch it at all, but I mean,
you're skipping.
Like I said, yeah,
He's
I was
canceled.
skipping, but I mean, as far as score wise, with the fight scenes and all that stuff, I was pretty basic. It went with the feel of the whole vibe, I guess.
Yeah, it was good. Okay, let's jump in. So let's start with some character development here. This is I want to say Red and Mage for last. Yihdra, the mage. Well, I'm calling by the nickname. Red and Mage is kind of a nickname. But let's jump into some of these characters. Really quick, I want to run through the Rangers. I don't even know their names, so I'm going to go off their colors.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I really, truly enjoyed the episode where they go through the backstory of everyone and why they were selected. So it turns out that the Blue Ranger is rich, genius, entrepreneur.
Yep.
Runs a Fortune 500 company. Mm-hmm. So it's really good. He and Dr. Pythagoras ended up being the main contributors to the Power Rangers, financially and tech-wise, which is pretty interesting. Green Ranger is very soldier, one-sided in my opinion. Just Jim works out. Now the two ones that I really like is the pink and yellow.
The teacher and the student.
Yeah.
Which is so funny. I mean, that was actually, I won't put that as a memorable scene, but that was a really funny scene where it turns out that the Yellow Ranger is a teacher. And it's a teacher with a past of being rebellious or something with that regards. And then it turns out that one of her students, the Pink Ranger, is also, some type of like karate enthusiast or something because she bodies everyone. And go ahead.
Well, I'll just say in the scene, it was so funny because like the Red Ranger goes up because the Pink Ranger hadn't even been picked yet. And he's explaining like how they all got picked, right? Like you're saying. And yeah, it was like he walks up and the Yellow Ranger talks to her. And then the Pink Ranger's like, "Miss, is that you?" And then it cuts to him saying, the Red Ranger saying, "So what were you telling me about not telling people our identities?" And I just started dying. It was so
great.
funny.
It was so good.
And the Blue Ranger was the first to get the Morpher, right?
I believe so, but it also was talking about how the Pink Ranger and Red weren't. So everybody else was scouted to be in the team, except for Pink and Red. You see, they mentioned about Pink, and then they say, "Well, weren't you like that too, Red?" And he basically is like, "Well, this isn't about me," but yeah, that he wasn't scouted.
Well, the Pink Ranger was on the list to get scouted. They do mention that she's on the list,
yes,
but she wasn't. She was selected because of what happened when they walked into the scene, and also it just so happens she knows the identity of one of the Yellow Rangers. The fact that they're arguing about yellow and pink is so funny.
Oh yeah, and then they argue about the Morpher. She's like, "Yeah, the yellow one was like, if I knew pink was on the table, I would have picked
Yeah. I do remember that. That's funny.
We have now, so that's the Rangers in a nutshell. That's them. And now we have the Adventurer Squad that we have. You're gonna have to give me these names of so the guy with blue hair and long hair. I love him. What's his name? So they're the characters.
The Guardian, right?
Yeah, the Guardian of
Lowji.
Lowji?
Yeah, Lowji.
He was awesome. I thought his character development. I hope he ends up with the princess at the end. Am I talking about the same one?
Yeah, Teltina.
That's her name?
Teltina.
Taller Tina?
I don't know if I know how to say that.
No, it's probably Teltina.
Teltina.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, and he was great. And I like that he was very protective of, the princess.
Super protective.
Like, just so there was a scene in there, and it's not a memorable scene, but there's a scene where they're trapped in cards, and the card carrier, he's like licking the card, and he's like, "I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Whenever I'm going to cut that tongue out of your mouth."
He's so on the other side of the card, like trying to back away from the tongue. Yeah, that was so funny.
So he adds so much more to his character throughout the season because he's so bent on really not trusting Red, but end up forging this bond with Red throughout.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Yeah.
And does he love the princess? Is he in love with the princess, or is he just overprotective of the princess?
All of it.
Because it kind of seemed like it was just like he's, I don't know, masking that love with the protection.
All of it.
It's all of it. Okay, yeah.
He doesn't say there's no I love yous in from him that I remember.
Well, no, but if you remember when he goes into his backstory in the beginning, she basically saved him, and then he was granted that sword.
Right. Yeah.
And he vowed to protect her, and he also fell in love with her at the same time. If I'm right.
Okay.
No, that makes sense.
But his backstory explains a lot of that. Because if I'm right, he was nothing. He was like a poor. I think he was like almost dying, and like she saved him or something like that. Is what it was.
Yeah, and he had some redemption. He had some redemption on it because he did steal some of Red's tech. And that later on came back and haunted him. And
I remember that.
Yeah, and after that, I think he's mellowed out. The princess in the guard actually plays a huge part of this because she has some type of mystical dog that can chew out and spit out these wonder seeds that turn people, powerful. Yeah. But also changes it basically makes them bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the seeds, right?
Yeah, because
the seed's only
she has her own seed, but hers is being used to stop them. Yeah,
yeah, and the dog. The funny part is that she uses a dog on one of the scenes, and then Red and the mage are looking at it, and they just start scratching the dog, and they start cuddling with the dog, and then she's like, "It's okay, you can pet him too if you want." He's so adorable. Just a little cute scene there.
Yeah.
And so the princess played a huge role in basically cleansing these people.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anyone else you want to get into before we get into Mage and Red?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So this is all topic of character development, right?
Yeah,
so
it's a comprehensive view.
I wanted to talk about his best friend.
Okay. Yeah. There's two that we need to talk about.
When he goes into his backstory, right? His parents died, which excuse my language, that was fucked up, dude.
That's a memorable scene I'm gonna get to, so you be touching.
With the parents?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll get to it, but oh my god.
You can tell them that they died, but there's a scene in there.
Yes. Dude, I was like, whenever I saw it, I was like, bro, no way. If it's right, you'll get to it. But anyways, he gets adopted by his dad's best friend, and he had a son and a daughter, and it shows the backstory about him getting close to him, but he becomes his best friend. Well, long story short, the best friend gets resentment and becomes evil. And they do a Zenaku arc from Wild Force where he was evil, and then he gets cleansed and becomes a ranger later, which is revealed at the end of the season that he is a ranger because but the whole point is I thought it was cool to see the development, right? Mm-hmm. You see that Red for the entire time, for the most part, never saw that anything was wrong with him, and he loved him unconditionally. But then whenever he became evil, the whole point of what Red was doing in that episode and telling the backstory was to prove that just because they're evil doesn't mean that they can't be saved. Mm-hmm. And at the end, he saved him, even though they make a joke that he relapses 13 times and still fights him. But then you see at the end of the series that he comes full circle and is now a ranger. Yeah. Which was awesome to see in such a short amount of time, that there was so much growth in one character that you didn't think would be coming back. Yeah.
He had such a good redemption arc.
Yeah.
So good.
And I can't wait to see the next season if they somehow reconnect, that was cool.
One honorable mention too is the Yhidra's butler.
Poseidon?
The one that wants to castrate.
Yeah, his Poseidon.
It's almost like every scene he's just giving this stare at Red Ranger, and he's just snip snip. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. He's snip snip. Yeah, that was and funny. I think it's just an honorable mention.
Well, there is another one before we get into that. You're right. That's on the Silver Ranger, which is a very important scene, and we'll get into. I'm sure that's one of your memorable scenes for the end. But really, the Silver Ranger is part of the group. She fights independently. He is the one that convinces her to be part of the group, and she proceeds to know what. And like she knows what's going to happen, and he convinces her, and he feels there's some more moral like responsibility he feels like he's dealing with that, and that actually plays a big part in his character, and I'm sure you'll get with that with a memorable scene.
I'll elaborate on that in a little bit.
So let's get into the mage and Red. Let's go mage first.
You know what? Okay, this is yours.
Okay, sure. I'll go through Red Ranger first because I want to do Red first.
Whatever you want to do, you start.
Red to me is, and y'all heard me shit on MCs before. Red is one of the best MCs I've had. I think in one of there's two MCs that ever stand out to me. Red from this anime and Momo from Apothecary Diaries. They are such amazing MCs. I cannot tell you how much I enjoy anytime Red is on he's on like screen. One of the reasons I fell in love with him, and I think he's a great MC, is there's like a scene where one of the elves is telling him like, we're best friends, and then he goes, now you need to beat him in battle and then make up with him, and then I'll beat him and then I'll make up with him. Like, to me, it's like, that's so great. He's still building these bonds, even though they're bad, he's trying to like fix them. So to me, he's an amazing MC. All right, there you
go. I mean, I agree with that. Like, I mean, I think he's. I mean, you went more into depth than I was going to, but apart from just him having like learning his backstory and like all of that stuff from the get go, he was all about bonds because that's what his team is about. But you realize that he's more like into the bond with it when you get into his backstory and just forming those bonds, and that he doesn't really have any enemies, really, like, because no. It's just monsters that he's going through, and then like you said, like he's gonna beat them and then he's gonna bond with them, so I agree.
I mean, no, yeah, absolutely. Like, honestly, because I was thinking about it right now, so with the bonds thing, wasn't in like the first time they see one of the main demons, doesn't he try to reason with him and then he like can't?
I don't know, man.
In the cave?
No, not in the cave. Whenever they were in the town square, doesn't he try to reason with him?
And he tries to reason with some people. One of the ones I think he does try.
Was it the king one?
He tried to reason with. He reasoned with the bullies that were bullying him in the cave.
No, yeah, but that was kind of like one of the big bads, like one of the seed ones. It was either the main demon they first fight, or it was the king one. Whenever the guardian steals his tech. But I remember there was one where he tries to like reason with him, showing that like no matter who he's against, he's always trying to make that bond with someone. He tries to see the good in everybody, but then he realizes that sometimes he can't.
100%, yeah.
And I think I could be wrong, but I could have sworn there was one where he tried and then it didn't happen. But it's cool to see his like growth where, you see him, right? And it kind of starts off as like, oh, he's just another kind of like basic MC. He's powerful and this and that. But then when you learn about his backstory, you get more depth on him. When you learn what he's gone through, but also seeing him create the bonds with his new team in the series, you see him change them for the better. And you start to see that like they start to understand where he comes from.
Yeah, his character development was consistent throughout. Yeah, but because of him being involved in these people, he's made everyone else's character development much better.
Exactly.
Especially like a lot. So one of them falls in love with him. The other one becomes like one of his best friends throughout. The other,
even though he ignores it every time.
It's
so funny.
So there was so much he did just as an MC that he corrupted everyone's life to be so much better. And it was enjoyable to watch. I mean, just watching him change people's lives. And that was his whole goal. I mean, and again, that's a memorable scene about how he's going to be friends with 3 trillion people. And I'll talk about that in a bit.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. But, so yeah, great. Now, Mage. And I don't have much to say about Mage. I like her a lot. She's packing some heaters.
Understatement.
Fan service.
Did you see the chibi outro?
Joe Alton.
I mean, I remember seeing it, yes, but it wasn't anything.
No, but it shows him in the bath.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's like the second fucking scene.
Right.
It does. One of the funny scenes.
I was like, what?
Is there's a scene where there's like an explosion and like it shows everyone flying away and everyone just looks normal. But if you look at her chest is like and I caught that. I was thinking about that for a while. I was like, that's so funny.
Right.
But yeah, so she's great. I love that she has a plot point to play in this where she's trying to allow magic to be accessible to everyone else, which is a big part of her character development. Her father was one of like the grand like
wizard or some shit like that. Yeah.
And because of that, she allowed people to have more accessibility to magic. And there was a big fight between her and Red, where Red agrees with like the new like grand mage, and she was like, "You're right. You shouldn't allow people to have that much accessibility because there was
some bad stuff going on with the use of magic. So it's kind of like drug usage, like a bit. So it's like it's gotta be
managed. It has to be managed and there's some accountability.
Regulated, yeah.
But she was also one-sided because she didn't know the whole backstory about her father yet, right? Remember, she changes her whole ideal on the Grand Mage after that. But yeah, no, he was agreeing with her and everything. But yeah, there was so much depth in that.
It was an outside perspective to it.
Yeah, there was a lot to see with her character development in that whole entire arc.
Yeah, 100%. So that was a interesting like fight, and that was really important for the character development for Red and Mage because Red does go after her and he does make amends. And that to me was very romantic. And honestly, I was like blushing when I was watching that scene where he's like chasing her. So it was really good.
Bro, nah, but like, yes. But I also, I don't know if I say blush, but I got jittery whenever they were in the Zord and she goes, "I love him." I was like, ah!
100%.
It was the Band-Aid on the ring finger for me.
Like honestly, this is one of the few times where you see the MCs or just like the MC and like the love interest actually, I mean, he
expressed her love.
I don't know if he's fully expressed it yet, but she has, right? She's saying that, and I don't know where it's gonna go, but it was cool to see that she's actually owning up to it and accessing it.
100%. And a lot of anime they do this thing where it's like, will they, won't they? Yeah. And it's like season 13 and they haven't will they haven't won't they yet. So it's very frustrating. But this one looks like they're gonna express their romance. And I haven't seen I haven't read the manga yet, so I can't tell you per se. But there is a level of romance there, and I'm like getting all like into it because I love romance anime. I mean, honestly, there was some. I think Sword Art Online. I felt like the rush whenever they were like admitting love for each other in the cabin, and then in Mushoku Tensei whenever they're in the cave, and there's so much romance that doesn't get expressed in anime because it gets misled that will they, won't they. But this one looks like they're going to get to it pretty quick.
Yeah,
I think that's all the character development. You got some more?
I got one.
Go ahead.
Hit with it. Out. It was Renaya. It was the elf. Yeah, the elfin.
She's important.
The user of Amen, right? She's the one that basically has the common rider morph. So when we meet her, she's straight up throwing hands with him, right? She's protecting, but then you see her start to change, as well as when it picks up is when it's a big fight against basically the love of her life, right? Her best friend who was corrupted by one of the demons, which you find out later after they do a big fight, which we'll get into one of the scenes Steve is going to talk about. But you see her change, right? That's when it comes up with the whole, you're going to fight him and then you're going to make amends. And I'm going to fight him, I'm going to make amends. Because there's this whole thing between, they call them, I think it's demi-humans and humans, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Elves. Yeah. And she wanted to have them coincide together, and so did he, but he gets corrupted, and so he ends up trying to take her power to make it happen. And you see her kind of come full circle, learn how to accept that, he's not actually evil, and that she thinks he can be saved as well. When at the time she thought it was she was ready to like kill him. She was ready to not do anything.
Right, but it was because his dad was like the king and was killed.
Yes, but she didn't know that he was trying. She just knew that he turned evil.
Well, it was because that it was the blame was put on a demi-human.
No, yes. Yeah, and he was corrupted by the seed.
Yeah, so I agree.
But her in general came full circle after meeting Red.
Mm-hmm.
And then she joins the team, and you can see her start to open up more and become more expressive of like how she feels and everything.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, you're right. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, she was really good.
Because she's also the 5th member of the team. Like she's gonna be coming up, and we do a season.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so there was a lot of cultural relevance to Power Rangers. I first want to start off with saying that I did watch Go-Go Loser Ranger, and I did watch this one. I honestly think this is a better anime than Go-Go Loser Ranger, just because I think it just plays it gives a better sense of like what a good MC is. And I know Go-Go Loser Ranger is about the MC is like an evil character or mischievous character. But I think as these anime both came out around the same time, like Go-Go Loser Ranger is coming on season 2, I think, pretty soon. This one just finished airing a couple months ago, so they kind of came out at the same time. So two Power Ranger anime came out around the same time. That's the only reason I'm comparing them too, is because they came out at the same time, and you didn't really see a lot of that. But I truly enjoyed this one over Go-Go Loser Ranger. I did like Go-Go Loser Ranger, but I really like this Red Ranger anime much better.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so that was the first like culture relevant one that's happening now. I know you have some with like, with Power Rangers, the culture relevance.
There's a lot. Yeah, but Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, all that.
Give me the snippet version. Give me the Cliff Note version of it all.
I mean, I expressed a lot of it in the beginning, right? Or in the first
mid-season review.
Yeah. And I mean, there's not much to express anymore at the moment, just because the last episodes are really about building that storyline for the big bads, about the main evil one that they're trying to bring back. So a lot of the, I guess the main thing is they bring out the big blaster, right? Mm-hmm. I guess it was like the team weapon. They do bring that out. Yeah. And because he turns to them and says, "I'm gonna need help," and they're like, "What the hell is that?" And it's the final blaster. So that was cool. But I mean, I'm waiting to see if he gets a battleizer, because he's a Red Ranger, and almost every Red Ranger has a battleizer. Okay. Which would be cool. But just with the references, like I went in the past one, they've done certain morphers, certain Zords, certain aspects have to deal with certain seasons that I've picked up on myself, as well as Renaya is, follows the Kamen Rider with the eccentric, like talking morpher, and does the big eccentric morph, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of Kamen Rider style. He has the basic Super Sentai morph. And then you also have like following with the evil, or the best friend, he was evil and then he turns good and becomes a ranger. They've done that in a lot. They did that with the Magna Defender in Lost Galaxy, Zenaku in Wild Force. You have stuff like that. Or Kurome, which is Andros' sister in space, is the big bad as Andromeda. But then she's controlled by Dark Spectre, and then she ends up getting freed. And in Lost Galaxy, when the Pink Ranger dies, which is the first series to ever show a dead Ranger, nice. She becomes the Pink Ranger for the last stint of Lost Galaxy. So you have that redemption style, and they did that in this one, which is really interesting.
Like killing off the Silver Rangers.
I wouldn't even go saying doing the Silver Ranger, just going from being a big bad to becoming a Ranger. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, they did talk a lot. There's so much you can dive into this. Yeah. I mean, with a lot of the Rangers, the Broken Grid storyline with the Shattered Grid. Yeah, that one to me shows that Rangers can be evil. So I'm curious to see if there's going to be an evil Ranger, because that's going to be really good. And that's what I was looking for because you and I watched the last 3 minutes of the finale.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you didn't finish it yet.
Yeah, I hadn't finished yet. So we watched the last 3 minutes, and you were pointing out to all the villains, and I was looking at them, looking for one that looked familiar with a Ranger. And there was someone that kind of looked big and bad, but I don't think he follows a Ranger. But I'm looking forward to seeing if a big bad will be a Ranger. And who knows? What's the big bad of the entire anime?
The mother.
The mother. She could be a
mother demon.
She could be a Ranger. I feel like that's a good twist they could use.
That's true. I don't think so. I mean, I know they made it a big bad Ranger, but I don't think if they did, it would have to be some way maybe
within the team,
Silver coming back or something.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
I was pointing at the big bads just because like the two that they show before, like they show the mother nesting and the two that were already shown look fucking rowdy. That's what I was trying to point out.
Yeah, they look pretty badass.
As if they were like, yo, these two look fucking hard.
Just hanging out on the steps.
Yeah.
They got nothing better to do to hang out on these steps to show their badass. So yeah, I agree. All right, I think we covered a lot. Let's get into some of our memorable scenes. I kind of want to go in order. So, but I feel like we're really just going to talk about the last 4 episodes because there's so much to dive in there. So I don't think we can really do orders. I will say that the Red Ranger backstory was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with the way they did it. The scene that I thought was very memorable with that scene was whenever he's like telling his where Tōgo comes from, the word, like his name, Tōgo. And he's like, he tells him Tōgo, blah, blah. And then his mom's like, it means you're going to make a lot of friends. Mm-hmm. And he's going to make 3 trillion friends. And she goes, you don't have to use another world for that. And then the next scene, it cuts, boom, to the picture of them both dead.
Their funeral, dude. Yeah.
So good. I was sad.
That was crazy, yeah.
I gasped, dude. I was like...
Because we knew they were going to die. But like the way they set it up, they give this so heartfelt moment and they cut right to the pictures and then him on a swing by himself. While everyone's talking about him, he should have been in the car with them.
I don't even think he was on a swing. I think he was just in another room. He was sitting down, right?
No, yes.
He was sitting down and he was like, he should have gone with poor kid. He should have just died with them and stuff like that.
Wow. They're just talking right next to him.
Well, yeah, because like the whole like, well, what made
it's
me
like, who's gonna take him in?
Yeah, because that scene also was like the second to last episode. It wasn't even the backstory episode when they show his parents die in the beginning of that episode and stuff. It didn't do any of that. It was just like talking about how he says his parents died, and then he goes into the backstory of all of it, and then you cut to like it was like the last or second to last episode where it shows that beginning, and then dead. And I was like, oh my God, no way. You can't just do that, dude. You can't.
Well, so the setup they did was the first episode we know that his parents died was when he was basically telling the story about how his long life friend became a bad guy.
Yeah.
That's when they showed like why he got adopted.
When he was adopted and stuff like that. Yeah.
So that was the whole setup for that one. But then the second part is where we're learning why he became the Red Ranger.
Yeah.
Which was his parents dying was a big part of why he had led up into the Red Ranger. So that the way they set it up was really good.
Yeah.
So we had 2 scenes where his parents died.
That's so funny. Unfortunately.
All right. So what else we got? Joel, you got a good one?
Silver sacrifice. It was pretty heartfelt, especially knowing that she was at first like, I'm not gonna go into battle with you because that'll be my dad.
Yeah, she had the premonition.
And then she makes that bond with him and stuff like that. And like, yeah, she has premonition like powers and stuff. And then she ends up fighting with him and then like gets killed. And dies in Red's arms.
Yep.
And
great. I truly think that was a great scene. That was actually, I believe, the season finale too, right? It was when he was the black, and I'll get in the black Kizuna. I'll get in a little. I'm sure you're gonna get into that, but I think it was the last episode where they explained why, or maybe the episode prior to that.
It was between the second or third before. Yeah,
I think it was episode 11 because
it was 10 or 11, but it wasn't 12.
Okay, all right. Because 12 is like the aftermath.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it was 11 because.
So we go like 11 episodes without knowing. We know they exist, but we never seen them yet. This is the first time they mentioned the Silver Ranger.
Yeah. So they hinted in the beginning, first half, right in the first 7, that there was another Ranger. In a little bit of the backstory, it showed with the other Rangers, but yeah, it's not until that scene where you see her, as well as know what happened, which added so much levity because like you've been trying to understand why he's certain things because is it my turn to say everyone? Because this will segue in, right?
Yeah. Because
it goes to my honorable like moment when he becomes, what the word is.
Kizuna?
Yeah. Kizuna Black. So he's Kizuna Red. He becomes Kizuna Black, which he has this morph, which it goes into a backstory about him having it saying only use it as like the last ditch effort because it basically makes him evil. It takes all his hatred for people trying to stop him and destroy his friends and everything, and it can consume him. And like the main memorable moment was when he turns to Lowji and goes, "You're gonna have to kill me."
Yeah.
He's like, "I have to do something, and you may have to kill me." And the dude's like, "What are you talking about?" Like they're all confused, and he does this morph and he turns this like black red and this black aura, super strong, crazy, and it's just wrecking everybody.
The screams.
Yeah.
The screams were like
it
raw.
shows all the backstory, and it has this new team talking about how every time he screams and stuff, he sounds like he's in pain.
Yeah.
And every time he does, it cuts to the backstory of all his hardship he's gone through in his life and being the Red Ranger, the friends he's lost, which shows the backstory of Silver, his battles with his brother, everything, all culminating into like him just going crazy. And then they all had to team up to basically put him down and save him, which goes into the end. But yeah, that was my moment. It was like, I just got chills when he turns and just says, "You're going to have to kill me." I was like, yo, what's going on? And it's morph. And I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a crazy. Yeah, that was.
It was intense. I was very impressed. Another one that I really like is whenever he fights like the Egyptian Ranger, and they start like he like. One of the things I like is like whenever you know they're just about to throw hands. This is going to be a fight, and I like that. And he literally is walking toward him, and they start like cue the intro music. Yeah, and it's like if you were watching this anime like episode every week, you'd be really upset because you're gonna wait another week of this badass fight. And it was really good. I was very impressed with the way they fought. I thought that whole like 3 episodes were there in this like village, cactus, whatever they're in. I thought it was really well done. I thought introducing like a new set of Rangers was really cool, and also introducing like this romance / like issue between 2 powerful entities that are now like
love-hate relationship.
Yeah. And I like the way they ended it. It's like, even though they're captured, he's like, "I'm so sorry. And they're like, "You only destroyed like 2 trees or whatever. You're fine."
Because they realized that he was corrupted.
Yeah.
But they also said like elves and demi-elves or demigods, whatever they said, can like work together. Let's start building that. And I think that was going to be really nice to see that they're going to start building on that. Also, they had a motorcycle. That was kind of cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, they busted out a motorcycle. That was the first like vehicle we see.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I like that part. Any other ones before we get into the ending? I mean, there was a bunch, and we did some.
Yeah, it's so hard to just like pinpoint.
We
like,
can talk all day, honestly, if we get into this. But
yeah, we did a lot of these on the mid-season review. I will say the "I love you" scene was very well done. I thought the whole fact that like her bond is so strong now because she loves him, and then the final like where they had all 5 already like getting into the machine, like we're a full group,
Yeah.
And I think that was a really cool.
I like
scene.
how it was starting from like one extra person going into like
empty room.
yeah, and then going into like almost like a full room and stuff, and they're all like working together and forming those bonds in the Megazord or whatever it is.
It was great. I was very impressed with that. All in all, this anime was such a journey to watch. I really truly enjoyed it. I thought it was a blast. It was fun. And also one of the reasons, and I know this is because I'm on my 3rd drink here, but honestly, I love watching anime with you 2 guys and filming it, because we don't just do these filming and stuff. We actually do slumber parties and watch anime all night long. So that to me is like fun. So this is just an added bonus to be able to talk about the anime, but we do slumber parties and watch like full anime and go after it. So this is something that we're going to continue to do. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You guys got anything else for you in this episode?
No, just let us know what you think about it. Let us know if you agree. Let us know if we miss anything with any kind of like cultural relevance with Power Rangers or Kamen Rider or anything. But I hope y'all watch it. I mean, it was a ride, and I can't wait till we film for season 2.
Yeah, well, yeah. So me too. So like, subscribe, guys. If this video gets up to 100,000 likes, Ed will shotgun a beer. Ed will shotgun a 4 Loko.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So get this video to 100K likes. Tell him to do that. We'll all do it.
We'll all do it. Yeah, right.
I'm roping everybody to this. We're all gonna do that. We're gonna do that in the episode.
So gone.
The episode's gonna be ass. That'll be on the Patreon. All right, guys. You got anything else, Joel?
Just put your favorite, your memorable moments in the comments. We'd like to see them. Definitely.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.